Hi, I'm Allison Dubois.
And I'm Tom McMullan.
And today we're going to talk about your calling.
And in my case, I absolutely went through that. I mean, I was a total drama nerd in high school, and I grew up in Los Angeles. I had an agent when I was a teenager, and I instantly wanted to be a drama major in college. But, being, my age and my gender, the things I was going through, the outside voice said, you can't be that. You need to be a doctor, lawyer, businessman of some kind. And it's like, okay, I won't be an actor. So I instantly turned off that inside voice. And to be honest with you, I spent about 20 years beyond that still searching for it, even though when I hit my 30s, I started studying astrology. And of course, I did not want to be an astrologer. Being an actor would be a lot better than that. So, but yet I liked it, and it seemed to resonate to me. It seemed to be like something that was natural and easy in terms of my own abilities of intuition and empathy. And so I found something that really gave me a lot of joy. And when I would do charts, I would just do them, but I'd actually look at work other places, and I wouldn't even tell people I did astrology. And it really wasn't until my mid-40s where I came to the realization and reversed the voices from the outside in to the inside out. And then I completely gave in to the fact that what I really wanted to be was who I already had been and was. And even at that time, I went into comedy and got on stage, and I was with Allison and spoke in front of 1,000 people on astrology because I chose to take that risk to follow who I really was. And so after I started doing that, I couldn't stop, and I have not stopped since. It's been another 17 years since that happened, and now I am doing my calling because it's not me trying to figure out what I want to be anymore. I'm just giving me to you or to whomever else wants to find that in their own story and journey, which is in a chart reading, I can give you that because you already have natural gifts and talents that are what you either have done and never really developed, women in particular, and at the same time, you have this dream and desire to do something. Sometimes the dream, if you don't have the gifts, it's not going to be your calling. But if it really is who you are, that's what you are looking for in your life. And the other thing I will say, and you'll agree with me, when you find the thing that's the easiest thing for you to do, you value that the most, right?
That's true. And if you hadn't become an astrologer, we would never have met.
Well, that's
so,
yeah.
I mean, it's interesting when you actually trust that kind of inner voice and you let it lead you in the direction you're supposed to be growing in, it rewards you. And it took me a long time too. I always told people I was a writer. It was just easier to say I'm a writer than to explain to them what a medium is and to watch their faces.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. Especially the businessmen in suits when a woman would introduce me to her husband, and I don't know why, but they feel like they immediately have to identify what I do upon introduction for some reason.
Well, I've had the same problem because especially men, because most of what we do, men are going, that's a bunch of hoo-hee, whatever. Right. And so I would not say what I did. And so, but I always say, if I made $1 million a year as an astrologer, men would take classes from me tomorrow because that's really what it's about for men. But, at the same time, I wouldn't tell people, now it's my license plate. If I'm on a plane, they say, what do? I say I'm an astrologer because I'm in charge of me. I'm not letting the outside world be in charge of me anymore. And I'm very proud and happy to be who I am. Completely and fully. And
you always have said, you say, don't let other people define who you are.
Yes.
And I think that people need to hear that now more than ever.
Absolutely.
Because everybody seems so affected by everybody else. And it's like, take a deep breath, take a step back, and relax. And walk down your path. Don't worry about everybody else's. I think people have gotten too dialed in to everybody else around them. And it's stressing them out, and there's anxiety, and I think a lot of people are failing to grow being in that place. So be very aware of what you want out of your life, and be prepared that what you started out to do isn't exactly what you'll end up doing, and that's okay.
Yes.
When I was interning in homicide to be a prosecutor, that's when my abilities and my desire for the law career collided. And I started seeing what was happening before the photographs were taken in the crime scenes, like what was the motive for that crime. And so I had to choose which path to
Yes,
take.
yes.
And as many times as I challenge the universe, I'm a very willful person, as many times as I challenge the universe for a sign, they would not just send me a sign. They would send me like 12 lightning bolts in a row.
Yes.
Like it was obvious. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not going to be a lawyer. And that was really hard for me to accept. But I trusted it. I walked my path, and here I am. And I'm very glad that I'm here to talk to you about your path and for you to share your story as well, so that people don't feel so misguided out there in the world and lost and aimless.
Well, and to turn off that outside voice, turn off the noise, as I say. You know, don't ask your friends and everybody they know what they think you should do, because everyone's going to come from their point of view anyway. And so it takes...
run an agenda.
Totally.
A lot of people run an agenda, I mean, on you.
And I guess the sense, you just need to be quiet. When you're going through a transition, and say you've been in a career and you go, it's just not working out anymore, that means it's time to change. No one else can know what that is until you yourself get quiet and look at the things that you're passionate about, as you said. What is it I want to give in my life? You know, maybe you're going to spend 20, years of your adult, life taking care of the family or the children and providing for them and whatever that means. But it's after that, then what are you going to do? Because we live a lot longer now.
Right.
So there's always time.
Well, and I see that. When I went to college, I was just not going to become the woman who raised a family, hit my 40s, and didn't know what to do. And so I walked a different path. So sometimes the people connected to us, our families, we look at them and say, I don't want to be that. And you do something else. And that's okay, too. But just make sure you're being true to yourself and not trying so hard to not be like they are.
Absolutely.
And don't let that be as big of a variable as what's coming from the inside of what you actually want. And I do see people that are like, I want to be a medium. It's like, and I wanted to be a prosecutor. Nice to meet you.
I want to be an actor.
All right. So just because you want something, like you said, there has to be talent involved to go in certain directions.
The gifts have to be there.
I want to fill stadiums by just singing the same 6 songs over and over again. Love to do that, but I can't sing, so not going to happen. So be realistic and be very aware of who you are.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching the bonus reel.
Please like and subscribe.